really spin the ball a lot, Farouk.
That swung in quite a bit.
See, I think that he does more than anything.
Here comes again. Oh, he did well to keep that out. They kept a bit low, bit of a dart.
That's good work by Tab. And well, I don't know how this one was misfielded. No one was expecting it, so let's just get to one. So, I think we have everything today, haven't we?
Good start here from Farouk. Getting quite a bit of in-swing actually, Vinny.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I quite more drift than anything. That is form of swing, I suppose. I think it's to do with the rotations and the ball as it comes out of his fingers. Seems like he just drags his wrist on it. So maybe isn't the traditional type of swing you might expect from an opening bowler. Nevertheless, it's quite effective, and that is the way the breeze is going.
So his grip is actually trying to bowl seam. It's been muscled through the onside, but yeah, the batsman there, it's Rohit Deshmoini. It's a good move, I think, here from Rooks to put Rohit up the order.
Yeah, I think so. And yeah, let me just be clear. It's not really going wrist spin, but what it is, there's a natural way that his wrist moves when he lets go of the ball. It kind of drags it almost like a cutter, like right to left. Not really wrist spin, but has the effect of putting the rotations on the ball in a way that it will kind of curve from left to right on your screen. It's a bit like Chris Harris used to do for New Zealand team in the 90s. And again, the ball didn't have a lot of pace, so it was just clever with his little subtle variations, and he's pretty accurate as well. And these are all skills and tools you can use for the game. Last ball over. Jesus, this one down leg side. Be a wide. I just want to say hello to Steve McVeigh and Cosmic Nana, who's watching from Texas, and Peter Young's there as well. A lot of people saying where they're watching from today and what the weather's like. The weather here, pretty good. We've got the jackets off. It's the first time we've taken that big ECN jacket off for a while, Danny.
Yeah, it's first time for a while, but might take even this sweater off as well. It's getting pretty warm under the tent.
Might have ripped everything off before the end, because it's getting a little bit warm now in the igloo. Anyway, nice place to be as we get to the end of the over. It's 13 for 2. After 13 for 1, I should say. No, 13 for 2. That's right, after 2 overs. And, so far, 8 and 5. There's a couple behind the rate, something I want to keep an eye on. And Chargie's going to come back to bowl out his second over in the third, which is the last over of the power play. This one past the outside edge. It's called a wide. See that? Deshmoini. Haven't seen too much of him at the top of the order. This is probably a harsh call in the end. Probably looked wider because of the footwork of Deshmoini going the wrong way. He'll have to re-bowl that one, Chargie.
Comes in. Slow ball, just clipped away. Won't get to the boundary, I don't think, but they'll come back for 2.
Should be an easy 2. Tab. He's not going to win these sprinting gold medals, but he does run hard between the wickets and gets back for 2 on that occasion. So if you have a look at where they need to be, they need to be 27 after 3 at the moment. They're just a little bit behind. You can't make them up in the second half, but they won't want to make up too many.
So, just past that mid-wicket. Big shy at the stumps. Oh, it would have been gone if it hit. It wasn't too far away.
Right hit again. Took a little while to get going, didn't he? And yeah, he dragged this one. And, took a while to get started.
Comes to you again, bowling to Ted. Trying to get hold of it, hit it straight to the fielder. Right there. And just a run.
Yeah, so single's coming, but not too many boundaries. Just the one tabbed down the ground. But I do like the intent. It's just important that they keep being busy.
Keep bowling to Rohit. It's just outside off stump. It's got through the field. Look for 2. I don't think they'll get it. And, just the single.
You see how important the running between the wickets is on this field, because a lot of balls do pull up in the grass. And so you compare this pair, for example, to Dylan Stain running with someone at the wicket, which really, they push each other. The Rangers, they're running between the wickets.
drag that off the stumps, and that'll be 4, I think. And it will get there just. The fielder couldn't quite keep up with it, just got crept over the boundary. It's a nice shot there from Chris Tebb. Just his bat is weird sounding, Vinny, to me. It didn't sound, it sounds like a bit of a plank.
Yeah, when he gets out of the middle, it's okay. It's those ones that almost hit the middle. It just sounds a bit funny, but well, he still has been probably one of, if not the most effective Rooks batsman when he's gotten going. And this punch, if they can keep scoring, not have too many dot balls, they're going to stay in the running for this target of 93. But yeah, I'm not so sure. And Chagi, he's got a wicket, but he's been a little bit expensive today. He's gone for 18 at the moment. A bit more than he usually goes for. He's got one more ball to Chris Tebb.
So going through about what the run rate required is. Outside of stumps called a wide.
That's why we re-bowled. So we talked about them maybe wanting to be around the 27 mark. They look like they're a few behind. At the moment, they're 24 with a ball to go. And so that's how important it is. And to get that 9 and over, it really helps to get a boundary and over. And you can get the rest with singles and a couple of extras. But if you don't get that boundary, it does build pressure.
Just pulled away there, the batsman.
Just wasn't quite ready there, Tebb. And well, gives us a chance to say hello to a few more people on the chat. Kerno was there. That's wonderful. And the mods, the Spanner crew, as they call it, the Spanner squad. Doing a good job keeping the chat nice and clean and healthy.
Just down the ground. Such a shit's behind it. And comfortable single there. The last ball of the over.
The over. It was a pretty good one. They get a dozen off it from Chagi. He finishes with 1 for 20 in the score. After 3 overs, is 25 for 2. And that's the end of the power play as well.
Yeah, I think they're it's a good little base to work with, the Rooks. And well, Chris Tebb is there, and also Roy Deshmoini. I think they've got a good chance of getting towards his total with Padmaraju, also the skipper, to come. I think they've got a good foundation of a run chase here.
Yeah, I think so. And the thing is, they just needed something to spark the runs. We didn't have any runs on the ball when they lost those early wickets last time. And really went a hole, kept digging downwards. Here's Farouk back for his second over.
Just been hit straight past him. He'll come around, and it's all a bit of fancy footwork. Didn't
he? Well, he's got all the skills, Sengupta. And wow, he's a fielding teammate. Had no answer. That's the 12th man, Varun Mehta, who's on, and well, he was through on goal there, wasn't he, for a second, Sengupta?
He kicked it towards the boundary, away from his teammate, and then he stopped it with his foot, but didn't really cross him too much.
It was a handball. 2 off the first. Ball the over then.
Comes Farouk. It's nicely played, just into the covers, but well bowled.
Tell you what I'm liking though, is they're not trying to whack every ball to the boundary, which I think they've tried to do, and it's backfired spectacularly early in their campaign. And they're willing to keep out the good balls, but they're playing some cricket shots and just being a bit more selective.
So he's straight down to the ground of the substitute fielder, just picks up and did well.
Yeah, for sure. So Sin Jonesy saying it looks a lot less windy in Czech Republic than when he was watching at lunch yesterday. 100%. We've been pelted, especially this time yesterday. It was rather uncomfortable. Storm came through. The igloo survived though, Danny, didn't it?
Tell you what, it was getting hard to convince you that wasn't what we've had this week in the weather department wasn't the norm in the Czech Republic. And getting a few doubtful looks, but it's much better today. There's a breeze.
I did say I believe it when I see it, but I see it today.
It's nice, actually.
It's a nice breeze.
Quite warm under the igloo too. So let's just sit down the ground again. Should just get a single. They're just jogging through.
I like the way that Tebb's played these in-swing deliveries. And well, Sengupta just looking back at Talia, the commentary dog, the security dog I should say.
Done a good job, actually.
They're a lot more comfortable now that you've got her tied up. Notice that. Last ball before it's over.
She's been chipped, no run. Yeah, she's tied up. I'm hanging on to her. She's giving me a bit of a look. I know she wants to get at these fielders that come in at long off.
Into the over, 30 for 2. Yeah, well, I'm a little bit worried that you might see Danny being dragged onto the field though, because Natalia really makes up her mind that she's going out there. Though Danny's holding on for dear life, you might see Danny Hudacek out there, the other side of the boundary line before too long. But still, it was a good over from Farouk. He was pretty tight in his 2 overs, only giving up 10 runs off his 2 overs, and also picking up a wicket. And they're going to bowl Shanmugam Ravi in the 5th over. You see that rate just creeping up now. They should be about 36 by now. They're 30, so about half a dozen behind. They can make it up, but like I said, they don't want to leave too many for the end.
He played and got through the field. I'll look for 2. Don't think they'll get it.
I think they should. It's a long throw.
He's didn't run the first one hard.
I think it was hard. Let's have a look.
I don't know. I think he might have just jogged it.
Yeah, we'll have a look here. I think he's given it the big ones, Ted. And then once he starts, he's into the wind. You got to remember on the first one. And he comes back and he's trying. He's definitely built for comfort, not speed, but he's doing a good job for his team. Run a few of these 2s, you'll know all about it. I tell you, when I played in these limited overs matches with slightly longer boundaries and you're running 2 after 2, especially if the bowler has a short run up, sometimes you're gasping for air and you have to get right back out there.
I definitely would be, Vinny.
You got the bowlers also trying to push through your overs and bowl really quickly. It felt a bit like continuous cricket, a game that we used to play when I was a kid at one stage. It's, well, here's Ravi to Teb again.
Swing and a miss. That's a good ball. A shake of the head there from the batsman.
I remember one game I was playing a T20, reasonable level, and the bowler had almost no run up and he was bowling his quick off spinners. And as soon as I tap my bat, normally I like to tap it a couple of times, then look up and have a bit of a routine. But as soon as I tapped, he was running in. I didn't have any time to settle. They can feel like that in these short versions of the game.
Yeah, it does throw you off. This one's just beat this just for a single.
And you can't really say, I'm not ready, because you've tapped your bat already. I mean, as soon as I tapped, he'd be running in. I was like, oh, really?
Did you walk away at all?
No, but I couldn't really do it, because then I'd come back and tap my bat and he'd walk run again. You'd pretty much, yeah. I mean, we want to pace the game. Pace the game to be up there, don't we?
And called a wide. I'll take an extra one.
It'll be useful as well, these freebies. Don't want to give away too many of them. But, that's 6 runs they've given away in wides.
There's some spectators out there. They're not actually in the ground. They're on the golf course, just wondering what is going on here.
You might have a bit of exercise as well on the weekends. It's nice to see families out and about.
They do get out quite a bit actually. Bowler again, and Rohit has smashed that one for 6. That's a nice shot. Where's he been all last few games, Vinny?
Well, at the moment he's a non-striker.
Oh, sorry, it's Teb.
Don't worry, it's some Teb time. And well, a lot of people in the chat saying it's more of a bowler than a batsman, but at the moment they'll take the runs wherever they can get them. The rooks. Well, Teb, don't worry about running 2s. When you hit him like this, again, just going with the movement. Didn't try to overhit that ball. He did have length to work with. Again, it's good decision making. They move up into the 40s.
The bowler again, that's what his comeback's like. He's hit. And it should be a run out, I think.
Will be.
And he's missed it.
What's happened here?
There's no way that wasn't going to be out.
Well, he went with the hit, and we'll see this happen sometimes. It looked like to me that just when he went with the hit, but let's have a look at what happened at the keeper's end first. He seemed to have him on toast. And he kind of underarmed and just missed.
It's a bit of a let off there for Rooks. It's just poked out the point for no run.
No run. Think about it. I'm going to have a look at that one again. See exactly what happened between the batsmen here. And see that just went. They both were ball watching a bit, and then they were both in the middle of the pitch. Well, very likely to still be there. But well, we said they needed a bit of luck, and they seemed to be out of luck, the Rooks, but they get a break there at the end of the 5th over. That was a pretty good one. There were a dozen off it. It's 42 for 2.
Yeah, they're not exactly on target, but they're there or thereabouts. I think if been a good effort so far from Rooks.
Yeah, look, and if they're only about a handful behind, then you don't worry too much. They've got those wickets in hand, they've got batsmen there that can score and are scoring. And yeah, look at it, they're 42, they maybe would like to be 45 or 46 to be on target, but it seems like they're heading in the right direction, and they've had those 2 overs of 12 in the third and the fifth over. They've got them back on track. It's just important they don't have too many overs where they get 2, 3, 4, something like that, because that's really going to put the pressure on them. And already we see the rate over 10, but only a little bit, 10.2 and over. I think this is going to be really interesting. A couple of overs, 6 and 7, setting up what they need in the last 3.
Turning that around though, it's called a wide. All they need is one of those magical overs that you always talk about of over 20, and that will turn everything around. And it happens so quickly here. One tight over of 2 or 3, or one big over of 20 will turn the game either way for either team.
Yeah, it's a good point you make there. Team up with the ball, and right, hit over commits again, but gets away with it. Yeah, we're talking about magical overs over 20. I'd say on this surface over 15 is probably magical. Just making the adjustment. You don't see too many overs of 15 or above. And we saw a couple in the first innings of the game. The second one from Ted went for 18. Abhishek Powell went for 17 as well in the fifth. And that's the kind of I think you need to get back on track. So yeah, you're right. Flip it on its head.
That's off, called a wide. Yeah, you talk about this pitch being a little bit more of a difficult surface to bat on, because it varies naturally in height. It's not a bad variation, it's a good variation. Yeah. But unfortunately, Abhishek Powell in the for the Rooks didn't find the pitch very often. Too many full tosses. This one's hit straight and cut off just to a single.
Yeah, we'll just do one. Yeah, and I think it's not so much even the pitch, it's the fact that the field is just a little bit slower. We do see this around Europe with the lush grass, and it's a beautiful looking field of course, but with the wind and the prevailing winds being from mid-off to fine leg typically. Another single worked away, Ted's going to have to hustle, but he'll get there. I think that we're just saying that you don't really see too many big runs of boundaries like we sometimes see in other series where you're getting multiple 4s and 6s in one over. A little bit easier to protect the runs, and the outfielders can be a little bit further back as well. So I think that's the reason. 15 plus be magical over here in the Czech Republic.
Just chip inside that line, and I think it's a good call from the umpire.
One to wide. I think that is a good call. Like I say, the umpires have done a really good job. They don't get the benefit of all the replays that we get. And if anyone's an umpire, they know it's a pressure position. And before you realise there's millions of TV viewers.
Just push that for a single. It's a wild throw. And
Chase is on here. Probably even these two probably could have got a second one there. No disrespect, but it's hard to be gathered again by the keeper.
Chris Ted really didn't want to go for that now. That I was just there leaning on his bat. I think he was leaning on his bat when he went over his head as well.
Exactly right.
Punches up to cover. It's a quick single. It's gone to Ted's end and he's gone this time. It's a bit of a shame. Hit straight to cover, and they threw it to the big man's end, and he
genuinely think this is fatigue. Now we talked about, and here he realises he's got to go, and he realises now, oh, I'm in some serious trouble here. He's hoping they mess it up. And, well, he's going to have to keep jogging back to the dugout.
Yeah.
And well, still a good contribution from Tab. He scored 29 off 22 balls. He's got them in a position where they could chase this down, but it's a bit of a loss for them at this stage. The score now is 48 for 3.
Absolutely, batted very well, the big man, and you could tell he was getting a little tired. Didn't really put the hard yards in that run.
Yeah.
Just jogged it through. I think he's going to call for oxygen when he gets back to the tent.
We can't read his thoughts, but if I had to have a guess, if there were subtitles on them, it would have been, "Are you blanking kidding me?" When he realised that the ball was in the fielder's hands, he's going to be struggling. And into the over as well. So now 45 runs required in 24 balls. That rate has just crept up over 11 now. It's 11 and a quarter. And they're going to bring Shamruga Maravi back to bowl his second over. His first one went for 12. See how many he gives up in his second.
This one's hit in the air. There's a player under it, should take it, and drops it. And I'll just get a single. He's made good ground to it, got right underneath it, and
Don't mean to laugh, but they're running between the wickets here. Everyone was just suspended in time. And there's no easy catches out here. That's the 12th man, Baron Mehta, who's on the ground. He spills one. Deshmoini gets a life. Batsman Naveen Gunasekaran.
down leg side to wide. Interesting that Badmaraju hasn't come in yet, but Gunasekaran, he can bat a bit as well. So just got to keep the runs ticking over here, Rooks.
And now's the key moment where they do need to keep the score moving up, losing tab. They still have some batsmen to come. They just need to keep themselves in the game.
So, comfortable single this time.
Well, it's a good chat. Lots of people are on Chris Tebb. Cosmic Nana says the Tebster. She's been enjoying his innings. And Wazza's with us as well. Hello, Wazza. I hope you're going well today. Steve McVeigh there as well. Michael Dowd, wonderful to see you as well. And, wow, right of close finish on our hands. Can the Rooks keep at the pace required?
Down leg side, just flicked off his toes by Rohit. There's a player back there though. And, if you got a little bit finer, I think it could have been 4, but it's been well swept up there. It's just behind square on the boundary. Just couldn't quite get away with the far enough around the corner there. Rohit brings Gunasekaran on strike. So just into the leg side, and I think they'll look for 2, but they maybe poor running. They need as many as they can get here.
It's a tough one because, look, to be quite honest, Deshmoini, he's not the quickest between the wickets. And you can see Gunasekaran wanting to push for 2, but then they don't want to lose a wicket either. And yeah, they've already just lost a wicket due to a run out. It's a mindset thing. And when you have mismatched runners between the wickets, it can create for a little bit of confusion. Kind of as fast as your slowest link when they're running between the wickets. Here's Ravi again.
Straight back over his head, the bowler. Could have been a caught and bowled, but it's only just a run. I won't be too upset at that. But I don't mind these singles, I think, Vanguard. Need some boundaries, and they need them pretty quickly, Rooks.
Need 2 a ball. They're typically getting 1 a ball. And the longer that goes on, the game's just going to slip away from the Rooks. So I think now's the time. They're going to have to go. Ravi has 1 more ball in the 7th over.
It's in the air. It's high, such as it should take this, I think. And he does comfortably. It's a good cricketer. Good cricketer. Talia shows her approval.
Sure does. And well, Sajid's got a good pair of hands. I'm sure him with some fancy footwork. This time he lets his hands do the talking. Again, trying to push the rate along. It's not an easy shot. Pretty much into the teeth of the breeze. Sengupta, well, he's been a good player for the Vanguards. He takes the catch. And 4th wicket falls. 53 for 4 after 7 overs. And well, coming up, we have match 24, the final match of the first week here in the Vinoj Cricket Ground, just north of Prague in the Czech Republic. And it's going to be United versus the Prague Barbarians Vandals. United won the toss and elected to bowl first. We'll get to see the Vandals out there first. They do have a strong batting lineup, and they've listed Devendra Singh to open the batting today with Sabu and Davitsi. I think that's a good move. Jahan Hoke, he's very capable as well. Hasn't had much luck with the bat yet, though. We can see the spin of Murali, as well as Amrit Pal Rai. Probably bowl a couple of overs of spin. So plenty of players to watch. And United, well, they're a team on the rise. They lost comfortably with the Vandals the first time they played them. I'm sure the United boys, they'd be hoping to give the Vandals a good shake in that match 24. I should mention that match is just over half an hour away. And we're right here in match 23, slipping away for the Rooks. Now, they need 39 off 17 balls. And they need something to happen and fast if they're going to have any chance of chasing down these 93 for victory.
Yeah, you're right. And I think Naveen, the skipper, and Rohit, they were both capable.
Yeah, well, I've had something happen here because I think they had 6 outfielders off the first ball, so it's going to be a no ball plus the 1. This is going to be a free hit.
It's called a wide.
It'll still be a free hit. I said something has to happen. Well, maybe that's the something. They get an extra delivery. They get the immunity, if you like, of the free hit, so they can put their invincibility cloak on here and swing away, but you still have to hit it. It's not going to be super easy against Vinesh Kumar.
Good bowling. Chance for a run out. He's hit and he's got him. Well, that was poor running. It was always a single in that if he'd gone relatively early even.
This is the thing with the invincibility cloak. There's a clink in it, the chink in it I should say, and it's to do with being run out, and that's exactly what happened. And you see, he kept moving reasonably good. It was back to the bowler, don't forget. Yeah, I think that's a good decision from the umpire. He was caught short. And well, even off the free hits, they're losing wickets now. And the score is 56 for 5. And well, that one's going to hurt the Rooks.
Yeah, it will hurt the Rooks a lot, and can't see them getting this total now. Still within reach, but the men in the KFC kit there with the United,
yeah,
I think have got. I think they're just almost there. Still a chance though, Rooks. Let's see what happens with this ball. Big swing and a miss.
Yeah, definitely an uphill climb from here. They just need magical over from somewhere, but it's hard to see where it's going to come from. You consider whole innings, there's only been 2 4s and a 6. They all came off the bat of Chris Tebb in the top of the order.
Comes bowler again. Almost a great catch. Got one hand to it there, Farouk. And good effort. Just down to 1 run. It's Kartik, the new batsman. So a little bit further up the order in a couple of games. So he can bat a bit.
Yeah, just a little bit out of form. I do agree he's capable.
Well, this one's over the top. Should be 4 runs, I think. Or is it just going to plug? Did, and they'll come back for 2. They'll have to hurry. Rohit. And unlucky. I thought he got more of it than it showed. Maybe it held up a little bit in the breeze, and also with this lush surface.
Yeah, nothing illustrates it better. The 2 sides of the ground than this. Hitting into the breeze and up the hill. Doesn't go for 4. You can hit a lot worse on the right-hand side of the field and get a boundary.
Again, through the offside, just to cover and no run. They learnt the hard way, I think. The Rooks, but the cover fieldsmen out there. He's trying to hit through the offside, right? And he just can't quite get hold of it. He's got hold of that one quite nicely. Might go for 4. There's a fielder out there, 2 fielders out there, and it's gone past both of them. That's 4 runs.
A good old-fashioned cook-up again, wasn't it, in the outfield? And we had, at least had good effort from the men out there. I'll probably see this on the replay, getting everything behind it. The other fielder going to back up as well, but just knocks it away from him. And well, it's going to be hard to stop a 4 when you're on the wrong side of the line anyway. And end the over. 8 overs down, 63 for 6. And well, still 30 runs required off the last 2 overs. They're going to need a couple of these magical overs, I think, if they're going to get close to this. And well, nice to see Terry in the chat as well. Hope you're enjoying day off, Terry. You certainly deserve it. Thanks again for all your work, Terry O'Connor, head of Czech Cricket. A lot of work in during the week in some pretty unsavoury conditions. Thanks to you and all your helpers as well for making us so comfortable here in Prague. Right now it's the Rooks. They have a battle on their hands to stay alive in the game. It's going to be Sandeep Velavati to bowl the 9th.
This one's in the air. Players under it. Will he take it this time? He does take it. It's a nice catch out there. That's at the end of Kartik. Just didn't quite get hold of it. Hitting into the breeze as well. It's only a very slight breeze, but I felt if it was going the other way, it would have carried over the boundary.
Yeah, exactly right. He gets a good piece of it, doesn't he, Kapala Krishnan? But it's a nice catch by the 12th man, Varun Mehta. He's been in the thick of the action, hasn't he? Well, now 30 off 11. I'd say beyond the rooks. Again, they're going to find themselves wanting with the bat. It's a bit of a mixture. You do need some players that can hit the ball, but also haven't really had the players that have been able to run between the wickets effectively during the innings and get those twos.
It's a bit of a gift there, missed by Rohit. It's called a wide. Could have been a lot more. There's no one down there in that deep fine leg. There's a deep backward square leg who can cover quite a bit of ground. It's not a bad position maybe.
On the wide. Yeah, I mean, it just shows you all those little ones coming to twos do make a big difference over the course of the innings. If you can get 3 of them in an over where you're running on the fumble, you're running with the gaps, 2s instead of 1s, and that's going to be an extra 30 runs. That's going to be around about what they're short here in the end.
Just hit out to mid off for a single.
Because when you are aggressive with running between the wickets, you can force fumbles basically as well, and you can take on forced throws that can result in overthrows at this level. We've seen that before as well. So the rooks, because they just don't quite have the players that can hustle between the wickets, not really creating those opportunities for themselves.
So it's just trying to muscle it through cow corner, just be a single. So it's Kasi out there.
Might ask you, looking ahead to the next game, just a reminder, just under half an hour's time, we'll start match 24 between United and the Pro Barbarians Vandals. And the Vandals, well, they will start favourites, but United are a team on the rise. Do you give United any hope of knocking off the Vandals in the final match of the day?
I do, especially if they get a couple of early wickets, especially the big wickets of Sabwan Davisi and Devendra Singh. I think there are 2 big wickets up top, but they do have a bit of depth in batting, the Barbarians, but really I think United, he's limping the batsman, I think. He's going
to retire hurt here.
Yeah, there's a new batsman coming out.
It will be. Just look at these 2 teams, and yeah, it's interesting. They're going to have to get those big wickets, aren't they? Particularly Davitsi, who, look, he's got enough dream 11 points for everyone, doesn't he? Davitsi, he'll be one they want to get early. I think it's all about keeping the Vandals to a score that they're able to chase, and then perhaps Ayush Sharma can go to work. And we have seen Abhimanyu Singh coming into form. Bengali will generally score more than that run of ball. But that'll be a really interesting match coming up in about 25 minutes' time.
I certainly think that that United are much more competitive than they were in the start of this week, and I think it'll be a very good game, and they're very much in it with a chance, United, especially if they get those 2 big wickets or those 3 big wickets of Barbarians. This one's been hit nicely, and that'll go for 4. There's no one out there. It's a bit of a gift there for Rohit.
Yeah, it was well struck, wasn't it? Need a bit of this earlier. Just keeping themselves in the game, perhaps. I mean, need a couple more of those this over and a huge last over. But he certainly didn't mind unwrapping that gift from Velivati.
Tally having a bit of a growl at Satyajit. He's just about to pick up the balls. He might have another growl in a moment. There she goes.
We picked it. And, 21 off 7. Now we've got the new batsman there, and it's going to be Sujit Gopalakrishnan. And I think it's worth him just having a go here. I mean, it hasn't been the easiest field to come and hit boundaries on. We've seen that. In fact, just the 4 4s and a 6 in the innings, but they're going to need probably 3 or 4 or 5 boundaries from here if they're going to challenge this target. Unlikely as that might be, you still got to try it. And Gopalakrishnan, he won't have any time to get his eye in. He's going to have to go from ball 1, and he's facing Velavati in the last ball of the 9th over.
He's bowled in. It's short and not very sweet there from Sujit.
Yeah, it's unselfish batting though. I mean, he has to go for it, and he does. But the thing is, it was just a good piece of bowling from Velavati, straighten it down the line. And that's where you want to be to the new batsman. You have to get it straight. So it's unlucky for Gopalakrishnan, but I did like his approach. Giving 100%, but not getting the result. It's the end of the 9th over. 72 for 6, 72 for 7.
Yeah, looks like a win here again for Spartans. They've been pretty good so far this tournament. They'll know they'll be safely through to the next round. There's only one team missing out from this half of the draw, and from the first half of the draw as well. Looks like at the moment it's going to be Rooks. But, just not.
They're a proud club. They won't like the way that they've started this tournament. St. Gupta's bowled the 10th. Yeah, but seems to be a long way from that.
It's interesting. It's his first over, Satyajit. They've given other people a bit of a bowl.
Seems to be well over the bat to me. Deshmoini. Keeper can't believe it. Maybe we'll look at the replay when he comes back. But St. Gupta, you mentioned, he hasn't bowled yet.
That's an edge. It's gone down past the keeper. Just be a single. You're going to fall short, Rooks. Wasn't a bad chase.
It's a chance for a spectacular catch if you can watch it. The keeper was just a little bit wrong-footed on this occasion. See this one. See, he's just moving to his left. A bit flat-footed. Would have been sensational if he picked it, but no slip in place, of course. Late in the innings, and looks like they're getting up in the 70s. Improved batting effort, but still not quite enough from the Rooks.
Just pushed out the cover for a single. I think you would have had to have go gadget arms to get that one. Vinny, came to him pretty quickly too.
Yeah, it did. No. It's very easy from here, but one of the things I talk about with keepers is their positioning, and they can start more behind the stumps and then move towards that ball to their right, and at least maybe have a chance to jump at it. Saw that he was just fairly flat-footed there, so he didn't have any chance to react. And surprise yourself. We talk about keepers and their positioning, how far back from the stumps they are, but I think your side-to-side positioning is just as important, because it's all about the momentum of your body and putting yourself in the game as far as the outside edges where you don't normally have slip to help you. So if you can pull something off like that, it's really effective.